Alrighty, everybody. Happy Monday. It's the healthiest day of the week. This is our health huddle. We do it at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time every single Monday. And it's just a bunch of us that get connected, short call. We touch on a topic every single week, maybe super relative to you, maybe not, or maybe it's planting a seed for later. You never know. Either way, health is so much more than just losing weight. And, we want to provide you with support and tips. And just honestly, the biggest thing is just community. You are like the 5 people you surround yourself most, and that's whether in person or through social media, whoever you spend your time with. And honestly, I won't tell too much information, but had to be around some people this weekend, family related and an extension, which weren't the ones that lift me up the most. And what's funny, I really recognized it. And I was like, oh, I can't wait till Monday when I get connected with my favorite people. It really lifts you up. So that's my bonus tip of this week is, if you haven't noticed that yet, the people you surround yourself with most really make an impact on you. It really makes an impact on my attitude. I don't know if you guys notice that or have noticed that. Like, any day I get to talk to Janet, it's just a good day for me. She's cracking jokes all the time, or any one of you for that instance. But my name is Brad Miller. I'm a certified health coach. I'm one of the hosts of this call. We do it every Monday. So if you're brand new, we want to welcome you. This is a journey, and there's always something to be working on here. Let me mute somebody real quick. I think I got him. Hold on. There we go. But before we get started here today, I just wanted to open it up to anyone here. The topic today we're going to cover is just the why. The why of getting healthy, your why. This is a topic that was brought up by Ashley Mason. She'll be hitting on it for a second here tonight. But before we get into anything, just, we always learn from the people around us. And I just thought, if anyone wanted to come up and just share a tip or a victory they had this last week or anything they're just really proud of that they wanted to brag on themselves about. So if anyone wanted to mute themselves and share anything, we'd love to have a few before we kick off the topic tonight.
I'll go.
Is that Savannah?
Yes.
I thought you were going to pop on here. I'm excited. Yes, Savannah, what happened for you? Or what are you sharing tonight?
Well, I found out I'm officially 25 pounds down since August. So that was exciting. And I'm down a few dress sizes. So when I went shopping, I was actually in a smaller size than I thought. So that was fun. And I was proud of myself because today they brought in cinnamon rolls and lemon bars to work. And I was able to just walk past them, and I was able to enjoy my cinnamon swirl cake. That thing is a lifesaver.
It really is. Savannah, well, one, thanks for sharing, and congratulations. I get the pleasure of working with you, and it's been so awesome just watching you flourish in your health. I guess, I've just been so amazed by how well you've done, and you're so focused on health that the scale is just an outcome of what you're doing. What would be one tip? You told me about that break room a bunch of times. What's your tip for success on staying focused on that and how you navigate that?
I guess just I always think of one of the things I think of is my goal pants. That's one thing. And then I think about how far I've already come. And I remember that I can walk past those lemon bars because I've done it before. Or I just think of what I want to accomplish later. And I think of the last week when I kind of fell off program and how hard it was to get back on. And I don't want to do that again either.
So really good perspective. And that's why we kick off the week, so we can kind of get our head dialed in. There's enough distractions out there in this world. And, one thing I'll say just, for tips on the call here tonight, one thing I've watched you do incredibly well is you're so focused on creating a healthy lifestyle that all the stuff you do is just a product of you focusing on creating a healthy lifestyle. It's just the things you do because you know where you're going, which is kind of the topic tonight. So thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Congrats. And more goal pants coming. Already one down, more to go. Who else wants to share one tip or one victory before we hop on tonight? I know we've got some to share. Who's got something that they're proud of? All right, Leanne, go for it. Or someone might beat you to it. Who's there?
actually, it said go Andrea. Andrea
Oh.
Stimson was raising her hand.
Go, Andrea. You know the drill. Unmute yourself and let's go for it. I haven't heard from Andrea in a while. I'm excited for this.
Hi guys, good to see y'all. I was just gonna say that, I mean, our health journey is a lot like when we're a baby and we're learning how to walk. And we get up, take a few steps, fall down. But we keep getting back up and keep taking steps. And before we know it, we're running. So our health journey is very, very similar to that. It's always moving forward. If you fall down, call our coach and keep moving forward. So.
That's some good insight, Andrea. I love that. Did you have a recent get up and run scenario that you were proud of or something?
Yeah, I have. It's been good. I'm really turning the corner on that diet mentality. I've been a coach for 3 years, and that's the nice thing is you're just always moving forward. You're learning, you're growing, you learn from your mistakes, and that's why this community is so powerful, because when you have those ups and downs, you have somebody to come and share that with.
I love that, Andrea.
Awesome.
Congrats. And that's the community and paying it forward, and you've helped a lot of people, and that's the victory in keeping moving forward. There's always something that you will start clicking on, so well done. I think I saw Dan the man raise his hand. Let's do Dan, and then we'll head into tonight's topic.
Yeah, this was a wowzer for me this week. Just finished my first year on the program, down 131 pounds, yay. Anyway, when I started this program, I was wearing about a 4X to a 5X jacket, fall jacket, winter jacket, with like a 64-inch chest. It's really wild when I think about it. Anyway, last winter, I was looking for a new jacket, and I went to Kohl's, and I was so excited because I was able to fit into a 2X Columbia jacket for the first time, and I was just overjoyed that I could do that. And that was last December. Well, the other day I was at Kohl's, and I tried on an extra large, and it was actually too big, and I put a men's large on, and it fit. It's like I've never been in anything without an X or a number in front of it. So I was pretty wild. The cooler thing about that is I made a post on my site and just signed up 2 new guys who saw my post and said, "Help! I'm a 2X to a 4X, and I don't want to be anymore." So, love it.
You're muted, Brad. I'll say, yay, Dan. So proud of you. What a transformation.
Thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. And yes, I was muted. Dan, congratulations, my man. So awesome. And I wish I wouldn't have planned a topic tonight, because we could just have expanded on all 3 of those in astronomical forms, because it's so amazing. So I actually will just real quick hit on that. Dan, so incredible of what you can accomplish when you just set out to on a course of something. And honestly, a why that you had that was pretty strong. I've had the pleasure of, having some parts of your journey and seeing all the victories that you've accomplished and putting the work. And Denise, your awesome health coach who put in there, and Jill, who's been alongside you. And it's cool. If there's one tip I would give you tonight on the same topic of what we're doing is, 1, have a why of why you want to get healthy. But 2, always look back and realize how far you've come. If you don't read your own press and give yourself enough compliments, you'll realize this. And I want to give props to Susie Henshaw, who did that this week. She was feeling kind of bummed about where she was at, because since having a kid, she hasn't got back to her best of her best. And then she looked back at some photos to realize how far she's come and really focused on the victories this last little bit. It's so easy to focus on the negative. You got to focus on the positive. It's so important. And that's how you build on top of that. So Dan, congratulations. Andrea, I love the tips. And Savannah, that's just straight up amazing. So hold on, let me see if I can mute someone real quick, and then we'll hop into tonight.
Hey, Brad?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, Ramon here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Go for it, man.
Okay, just one quick thing that I wanted to share is, let me see here. Hold on. My phone is malfunctioning here.
We can hear you still good, by the way.
Okay. Come on, phone.
Darn electronics.
Well, I'm trying to. Can you see me okay, though?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. Can you see this?
Hold on a second here. Let me try to find you again. I lost you. Do people see Ramon on there? I can't find him.
Yes, we can see him.
Where's he at?
Second page, second line to the right.
There he is. There's Ramon. Thanks, Denise. You rock.
Okay, so you can see me?
Yep.
Okay, see if you can see this picture.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, that was me 90 pounds ago.
Wow.
I just found it last weekend or the weekend before that. And so that was a lot. And I tried doing things on my own, and I banged myself to heck trying to do it through exercise alone. And it worked out up to a certain point, but I ended up injuring myself in the process. And along came somebody and said, hey, you got to try this. And I said, nah, I'll do it my way. After 6 months, I finally, okay, I'll try it. 3 months later, I was able to almost lose twice as much as I had tried on my own for years. So, pretty happy.
Yeah, I love that. And that's totally the point of what I was just talking about, being able to look back and realize how far you've come. Congrats, Ramon. That is amazing. It's a perfect, like side by side to show how far you've come. And there's so much more than just that picture to where you're at right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Ramon.
Thank you.
Let's see here. All right. Perfect. I was going to help you out with your phone since you said you were having a malfunction there. But, wow, we could have just keep going on just these alone. So congrats to everyone and everyone that didn't share. I'm looking at all the faces here. I know the victories that you guys have had. And, as we start a new month, the month of October, the start of a season that typically the average American gains about 10 to 15 pounds during this next season up ahead. This is a group of people that are transforming their health and having a lot of victories. So I thought we're going to have a lot of great actual tangible tips calls over the next little bit, but there's probably not one more important than, oops, 1 second. Here, Denise, you want to pop in real quick and give some tips? I'm going to have some of my Diet Coke real quick. I had too much of a bar right before I hopped on.
Sure. I was going to share about water and just keep it moving forward with that. Even though I've been on my journey and I've had my weight off for 4 years, I was at the doctor on Monday and she looked at me and said, oh my gosh, today is Monday, it was Friday. Sorry. She can't believe my skin. She goes, but this last year I've really worked on continuing to do the water. And people say that I would drown because I drink 100 ounces or more of water a day. No, you won't drown. I'm living proof of it. So, go ahead, Brad.
Oh, that's a great tip. I love it. And another tip on that would be always have extra on hand because I'm plumb out right now. So that's, you don't want to eat a bar and be out of water. That's a really bad call. So anyways, a lot of great stuff tonight. And just congrats to everyone that shared and everyone that has their own victories that they're celebrating this week. If you haven't taken the time to do that, this is this time right now to really be like, what did I do well this week? There's always something. And that's what Andrea was talking about. And that's how you build on it. So tonight's topic was brought to us by Ashley Mason. And I asked her and she's like, well, it's the same thing I always want to talk about. It's the why, because the why is so important. We can talk about all the hows. We can give you tips on all these things. And I'll leave you with a few since we're heading into fall here, but heading into a time of year where the average person gains 10 to 15 pounds. And literally that is a national stat. We are bucking that trend. We are building health and we don't have to worry about those things when we have a plan that supports us. The why is so important, and you guys might think it's cliche, and maybe it is, but we wanted to bring a little bit of real talk to this call over the next little bit here. Is the why is something that's going to be individualistic to every single one of you, and honestly, it's the main tool you got to have at all times because there's a 1,000,001 distractions out there. There is an electronic device in front of you every single moment. There are ads. I don't even know how people get my email these days, but I've still really stopped using my email because so many people are bombarding us constantly. You go to the store. Did you know that every single ad out there has been scientifically studied to make you want to do what they're trying to encourage you to do? McDonald's, there's a reason why every fast food symbol has basically red in it or yellow because it stimulates something in there. There is things going on all around us. And like Savannah was talking about, when you're clear and you have that focus and you're building on each day, it gets easier and easier. So the why is a tool you got to have. Oh, and I got to share one funny story about this. And this is just kind of creepy. I don't know if I'm just being like, extra like protected, but my wife and I were joking about the show MacGyver, to this whole point of what inundates our life. And I don't know why, but then MacGyver started showing up on my like computer ads. So that's how inundated we are. I don't know if that's a basically a coincidence, but that's literally how inundated things are, constantly studying us to try to get us to do things. And most of those things, as you've read in Dr. A's Habits of Health, are from the food industry, and not in a good way. So the why is so important, because if you don't know where you're going, you're going to be thrown off. You're going to be, dragged out someplace. Something's going to happen to you. Plus, we've gone over a lot of the things that go on in our brains and the chemical things that just happen in our bodies naturally. We did that, it was about 2 months ago. We did a call on that. And the one thing you can have most besides, a plan, besides the support, besides the community, besides goals, all those things that we talk about, is a why. Because when you have a why, it really orientates everything right off the bat for you. And the thing is about the why is it's like way different to every single person. Some of you guys got started and you knew your why right off the bat. Like you could, like it was almost clear as day. You could almost like touch it. It was so clear for you. And some people, it is like something you develop over time, and you are developing. I'm looking around the call right now, and I've seen people's whys awaken as they explore further into their health journey. That's why you have a health journey, and that's why you have goals. Like Leanne there, Leanne raising her hand. And I see Janet. Janet's always evolving yours. And Denise, you had a pretty solid why when you start. I don't know if anyone can have a more powerful why than yours. But it's so important to remember that, or else you will be pulled in, you will be distracted, you will have that. And honestly, remembering your why is what makes the health journey fun. It's what makes it easy. It's what makes the focus easy. And, there's different plans, there's different seasons, there's different focuses, there's different areas we work on. And when you remember your why, it makes it really simple to always line that back up. So I wasn't going to talk much about it tonight, but if you have something that really helped you figure out your why, or what your why is, or maybe you've had any aha, feel free to put it in the chat. But I was going to turn over to Ashley as we kind of wrap up the call tonight, just to kind of talk about this topic right here and just kind of share some tips on it. So Ashley, are you there?
I am here, Brad. Thanks so much. And literally the conversation that Brad was telling you guys that we had is exactly how it goes down. He always says, well, what would you want to share about? Well, the why. I mean, to me, it's so, so, so important. And like Brad said, exactly. We all know why we got started. There was something in our life that needed to change. Someone brought this program to us. To me, the why of why we got started is so different than the why of why we keep going. I could not have loved Andrea's comment more about the baby that falls down and gets back up and falls down and gets back up. And if you think about it, that's all of us on this journey. None of us are perfect. We all have days where we fall down, and some of us want to say, well, that's it. My clients like to use the word, I cheated. It's over. I cheated one time. And we all know that it's not over when you cheat one time, but I always like to tell them, stand up. Look in the mirror. Look at where you were a year ago. I mean, look at Dan's amazing story. I mean, if he has a bad day, all he has to do is look at a picture and say, look how far I've come. I can keep going. I tell clients, look at your blood sugar before we started this. Look at your your cholesterol, look at your blood pressure medication, stand up, turn around and look at where you were. And to me, that will so help solidify your why. Recently I kind of went through a deal. I'm like, hey, I lost 53 pounds. I got on this to lose 40, whatever. And then I started feeling bad again. I started being a little bit lazy. I was at a fat burn. So I stood up, I kind of adjusted my little rear view mirror, and I said, hey, my why is back. I found it again. And it's so important, instead of just quitting, to say, hey, what is my why? And my why has obviously changed. I went from, I want to lose 40 pounds and not be like this anymore, to I want to be healthy. Like, I want to be the healthiest I've ever been in my life. I want to, literally, I have a piece of paper on my fridge. That's my why. What, I want my scale to say. I want to be able to run a mile. I want to be able to run a mile, not do a mile, run a mile. So I've totally readjusted my why. And I think that anyone that's kind of a little bit stuck, saying that they're having trouble or saying that they cheated and they're going to quit, stand up, look in your little rearview mirror, and really figure out what your why is today.
I love that, Ashley. And yes, that is exactly how it went down. Like you said, like, what do you want to talk about? So for you, I think you're one of the people, besides you really wanted to lose weight. That was your why in the beginning. Mm-hmm. If you're someone that's on the line that's saying like, I'm still working on it, like, it's so easy to just say, develop a why, but what helped you, like in real life, like real talk, like what does someone got to do that's working on it? Like, what would you say to the average person that's asking you that question?
Write it down. I mean, come up with what you want to be. And one of the things when I know in the why, when you get started and the why to keep going are different, but I always ask my clients, hey, great to meet you. I can tell you about our programs. And then I ask them, what does optimal health look like for you? It doesn't matter what it looks like for me. They don't care what it looks like for me. They want to know how I can help them get optimal health for them. Is it being able to run an 8-minute mile, which might not sound fast to some people, but to me, it's better than a 12-minute mile. What size do you want to be? Like, is there a clothing size that you want to be? And it doesn't have to be scale related. And like Brad said, when I started, mine was so scale related. Now it's like, oh, there's so many other parts to this.
I love that, Ash. Congratulations. A great topic, especially as we head into the season. It's the fall season. Pumpkin spice, everything is everywhere. So guys, that's what be my thought for you this week. And obviously there's some great tips here in the chat to take just a moment, take a deep breath. What's your why? And I'm very much accused of, why are you always talking about being excited, Brad? Well, I just think life is awesome. I think we should always be excited about it. But honestly, when you orientate yourself to what you're going towards, what matters to you, that's when life feels the best. I won't explain the chemical reasons for why that happens, but it's really nerdy and it's really awesome. That's why knowing your why and having a plan and moving forward is so important. And as we leave you this week, I'd encourage you guys, you don't always have to be running at 110%. And for those analytical people out there, I know that you can only do 100%. You can't get more than 100%. That's how percents work. But if you're not exactly there today, just take some time for yourself. Sometimes you have to feel it out. Sometimes you have to switch up your nutrition plans. Sometimes you have to switch up focus. Sometimes you got to go with inside yourself. And sometimes, honestly, the biggest thing you got to do is just take the next step and really rear up and gear up on the basics. But this is probably one of the biggest things that I would encourage you guys as we go into this season. What's your why? Share it with your health coach. If you guys, are active in your support pages, share what your why is. It'll inspire somebody else. And the more time you can say your why, the more times it just becomes natural to remember, and the less little hiccups and hurdles that there can really be out there. So you guys, I wish you guys all a great week. It is October. Fall is happening. If you're in the Oregon area, it's pouring down rain. So my thought to you guys is switch it up. This is a way to keep it easy. Gingerbread in your coffee. If you have the gingerbread bread, it's amazing. You can make it just into a shake. I personally like the cappuccino in hot coffee. It's my favorite. There is pumpkin flavored stevia. You can add it to anything. It's incredible. Let me see here. Tea. If you're looking for another way to get water in, tea on as the weather's changing. These are all great ways. And this is the way you can mold your health journey into something fun. There's always something new to discover. So next week, maybe we can, sugar-free coffee syrup. Let's see here. We got a bunch of good tips in the chat there. Anyways, guys, this week, have some fun with that. Maybe dig into a little bit of your why. And when your why is on fire, so are you. So that being said, you guys all have a great week. Get after it and celebrate something with yourself as we go into October. Talk to you guys later. Have a great week.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks.
Have a good one.
That was awesome.
Congrats, Ramon, Savannah, Andrea, Dan.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
Happy birthday, Bobby.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna go
Thank
have
you,
some coffee.
Ashley. You did an awesome job, Ashley. Thank you.
Thank you. Guys.